Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Doing very well. How are you?
Good. So I'm no makeup, everything this morning. It's a little early, so I'm like, I think I might have my video off most of the time. Kathy, I believe you are in the Talega Mums Club. Is that correct?
I am.
Oh, excellent. I was thinking of coming along. I'm actually in Talega myself. I'm a member of South
Wonderful.
Orange County Toastmasters, but I've really been dying to come to your club. So,
Oh, it's a fun club. We're meeting on Thursday. We'd love to see you there.
fantastic. I think for the next couple of weeks, I won't be able to get there, but I would love to at some point in the next, maybe in February, if that's okay.
Sure. First and third Thursdays, and we meet really nice venue. It's just a fun place.
Oh, fantastic. I'm like, as soon as I heard about the club, I'm like, this is just perfect, we've been in Talega for probably over a year. We're here from Australia, but yeah, I'd love to meet some other Talega mums.
Well, that Barnoa Bistro is really a nice venue, and they have it opened just for us, so nobody else can be in there from 1 o'clock on.
That's perfect. Excellent. Well, I'll definitely be along. Thank you.
So this is a quick mic check.
You sound fabulous.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna
Good morning, AJ.
Good morning, Madam District Director. How lovely to see your happy face. Good morning, Sylvia. What a great job you have done in getting all of this ready.
Absolutely. It's a team effort for sure.
Well, I'm just so glad that you're not doing it for credit. You're doing it because you love to do it. So good on you.
You too. Thank you for doing this today.
Oh, we just love each other. It's a love fest.
Our tech master is joining, and I will be assigning host privileges to him as soon as he gets connected to audio and video.
And then if am I already a co-host?
Yes, you are a co-host.
Thank you.
All right, I'm still waiting for our room monitor. David Hosmer should be showing up very soon.
And we know he's awake because he was at the last session.
Yes, we know he woke up on time to be bright and early for our late sessions today.
He's probably grabbing another Starbucks, knowing David. Welcome
Hi,
back,
Kathy.
AJ.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, AJ.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Jean Cassidy.
Great to see you, Jean.
Jean.
Good morning, all. What a great start to LACE this morning, huh?
Yes.
Such an inspirational keynote, our 8 o'clock hour, and more excitement and fabulous sharing from our speaker, AJ, in this session.
Yes.
Well, I absolutely love that. I was taking notes, and AJ, I will be taking notes so that I'm sure I'll be incorporating some little pearl of wisdom from your session too.
No pressure, no pressure.
None at all.
I know AJ is a fabulous speaker, so we are in good hands.
So there, she said it.
I'll pre-fill the survey. 5 out of 5. AJ
Thank
was
you.
great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Makes it so much easier when someone's already giving you all sorts of love.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What?
All right.
I just have to find myself.
Well, hi, AJ. This is
morning.
June. I'm your tech master. Do you have any handout? I understand, I guess, from the email, you don't have handout. Is that right?
We're not dealing with handouts this morning. We're dealing with
PowerPoint.
the change.
Okay.
Good morning, Christine. You're on mute.
I just noticed I was on mute. Hello.
Hello.
Change my background to be our district's background.
I love Christine Brady because when she speaks, I feel like I'm listening to the radio.
All right.
Is that a plug
Yes.
for my podcast presentation later today, AJ?
Can't wait to hear that
So
one.
if you want to speak just like Christine, listen to Christine's podcast later on today.
There you
At
go.
Lace. Sold at fine bookstores everywhere. No,
It's actually free. I make sure there's no ads. I don't like ads in podcasts.
no ads for you.
No ads. Do you remember no ad sunscreen?
You
No.
take me back in time, Christine. You
That I
take
know
me-
that was over 20 years ago.
I still remember there was a soda pop that came out that actually had little beads in it. And everybody wanted to drink this soda pop because you just wanted to taste the little flavored bead that was in it. So it's carbonated water with these flavored beads.
And now
We
we
had
know that's
no
poison.
idea what exactly.
I know.
We had no idea what we were, but everyone wanted it just so that they could taste the bead. All right.
Good morning, William.
No. Good morning, AJ.
Morning.
How are you this morning, dear heart?
Well, very fine, dear heart. I have to be ready for Mary Berg. She brings out the best in us.
Here you go.
I'm gonna give David Hosmer a call, just make sure he's joining.
So what's the meeting ID number? Let's see. For this one. What's the meeting ID number for this one? Somebody.
8384526.
Wait. You're faster than I am. I'm on Diana D's equipment. Let me get there. How do I do this? Oh, where is it?
Okay, well, I have lots of co-hosts. Kathy, do you want me to just jump in the pool?
David is joining and he wants to read your introduction.
Oh, he is the nicest man. I don't care what all those people on the subway say about him.
All right, Kathy, tell me the number again. I'm learning new equipment here. The meeting
Diana
ID
should
number.
have an email actually with her own unique code to get in, but the session number, the meeting ID number is 83845.
Wait, 8-3. Oh, God, you're faster than I am. 8, wait a minute. Now I'm stuck. Now I don't know where I am. Oh, okay. All right, I got 8.
Okay. Kathy, are we ready?
We are ready.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AJ Heron's presentation about club quality. Let me tell you a little bit about AJ. AJ is an advocate for diversity and inclusion in the workplace and sees it as a global imperative for all businesses in 2023. She joined Toastmasters in 2018. That's not that long ago, guys. And belongs to clubs in District 26 in Colorado and Smedley Chapter 1 Advanced in Founders District. She's served in a variety of club officer positions and several district positions. In 2022, she served Founders District by creating the Founders Lead 2022 series of workshops targeted at emerging leaders. In industry, she serves as part of the Women's Information Network, employee resources group of leaders who support the UN Women's Empowerment Principles because equality means business. AJ is here to talk to us about Toastmasters' best club practices, but we need to talk about how to put those best practices into action. There are specific actions we can take as club officers and members to improve our club experience. Now is the perfect time to implement new ideas and launch your club into President's Distinguished. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to AJ Heron. AJ, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, past District Director David Hosmer. I have to thank you for showing us leadership during your year. And I speak often to others about lawyers who have taken in training, but still come to Toastmasters because they see the help that it gives in being able to present to a variety of different audiences. So thank you, David, for teaching me that leadership. And welcome all of you today to Be the Change. I would like you to think about your club. I have a little thing called Slido, and you'll see if you go to slido.com and type in that number 1577907, you will be able to interact with me during the time period. And David's also going to work with me monitoring the chat for people who may not feel challenged with Slido. But if you go to Slido, I'm going to launch my first question to you as of this morning. And my question is, how do you feel about your club? How do you feel about your club? Again, put it in the chat. We've got 22 clubs represented, meaning each and every one of you is a representation of your club. So how do you feel about your club?
I have a question, AJ. Since I belong to 7 clubs, which
You
club?
can put in 7 responses, Mary. Everything is there for you. You
All
just
right.
keep on interacting as often as you wish.
Oh, thank you so much. God, I love you, AJ.
Aw. I'm taking Mary home with me at the end of the day. So David tells me I have the best home club of all in Toastmasters. Good for you, David. I'm glad you feel that way. Other things that we're saying on the chat is my clubs could use some help to improve. They're filled with great diversity. I'm proud and a little concerned. I'm hopeful. We're good, but we could be working towards progress. All of these things are the experiences that we keep on feeling as we think about our clubs. And I want you, I'm going to leave that word cloud open so that you can continue to add in how you feel about your club while we're together this morning. Some people say that my club is the best club everywhere, anywhere that it could be. It couldn't get any better than my club, but could it? I want us to think about where our clubs were on, I believe it was February the 13th in 2020. For me, I know it was the strangest February the 13th I had ever experienced. Why? Because I was in the midst of giving a club contest that day, an area contest that brought in 3 areas to a venue that I had paid for. The food was out, everything was wonderful. And then our lives changed. Our lives changed massively. Within that short period of time, I was receiving emails saying, if you make me compete, I'm going to file a lawsuit. Listen to that, David, a lawsuit against Toastmasters International because you exposed me. I can't be in an environment with anyone else. So many people had gone completely to the other end of the scale. Fear was encompassing all of us. I'm looking around at my sandwiches thinking, perhaps we shouldn't have sandwiches out on the table. At the same time, I had now received an email from the venue of my club saying, greetings, Club ABCDE. This is the Young Women's Association. You are no longer allowed to hold your meeting in our facility due to COVID, due to the change of our facilities, and due to the fact that if we ever reopen, we're not having your club as a unit. Thank you very much. Please come by and pick up your items as soon as possible, preferably in the next 24 hours. All of this happening at the same time. Well, I'm still looking back at my sandwiches, and at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, this is getting to be a really lousy Friday the 13th. What is going to happen next? Well, luckily, Ralph Smedley smiled down upon me. The individual that was the banquet manager for the club where the activity was being held, the venue, came to me and said, calm yourself. We're going through hell as well. We're going to give you a pass on your venue. We're not going to charge you. Just, we understand. Just let us be the first selection you have when you do decide to hold your activity again. I was blessed. I thanked them. I jumped in the car and now drove to the YWCA to get my bucket of things, the projector. Yes, we were still using a projector. The projector, all of these things that we did for an audio visual meeting, threw them in my car and drove away from the YWCA, not realizing that that would be in my car for the next 2 years. Are you prepared for a crisis with your club? I want you to take a piece of paper and think about that time period, and off to the side, no handouts required here. I want you to think about the 3 most serious potential crises your club could experience. Write them down. And how well prepared is your club to manage those crises listed above? If you're on Slido, feel free to fill that cloud with more information now as to what the 3 most serious potential crises are that your club could experience. And finally, I want you to think about, how would your club manage if more than one of those crises happened at the same time? As was my day on Friday the 13th, the inevitable Friday the 13th. Here I was trying to hold an area contest. At the same time, I have someone threatening to sue Toastmasters International. Oh, the horror of it all. And the YWCA saying, thanks for playing, but we really don't want you back anymore. Please come get your stuff. What do you do? Obviously, we have to triage what comes first, the chicken or the egg. I have to take care of those sandwiches that are right in front of me. Or is it the legal suit? Or is it the, I need to get my stuff? In all of this, when we look at crisis, it can be something as simple as nobody wants to speak at the club. My treasurer has decided to quit the club. We've lost the venue because here in Boulder, Colorado, where I am, perhaps you read in the newspaper that the main public library had to be shut down right before Christmas because methamphetamines were found in the bathroom, got into the air system, and now the entire library needed to be abated. All of these things are crises that can happen to your club sometimes at the same time. So your club that you think, I love my club, it's the most wonderful club in the whole world, has turned into a nightmare because no one's doing the program. We've lost the library. And oh, by the way, the treasurer just told me that she's leaving. Have you ever transferred the account of your club? Do you know what is necessary to transfer the account of your club? What you thought was necessary is no longer the case. It's not go to the bank with a few of your friends and say, hey, I'm the president of the ABC Toastmasters Club. No, no, no. You have to bring a document that shows that you were elected as the officer. You have to bring the tax ID form. I see Kathy Hughes. Mary, your head's going to knock off from nodding so violently. Yes, all these things can happen to you. So how do we prepare for crisis? I look at crisis from the aspect of Ralph Smedley would not have given this challenge to me if he didn't want me to grow. I don't look at my life as Toastmasters is the place where I come to fail. No, no. I come to Toastmasters to learn, to teach, and to lead. Don't we all? So when we look at managing crisis, we have to look at crisis from a variety of different things. This is a strategy map that has been used by another keynote speaker that recently spoke at District 26. She says to look at the prospects' needs or concerns, the people who are coming to your club. What are their needs and are you serving them? Okay. Create blog articles that serve those needs so that we start to think about that kind of stuff. Answer through YouTube videos, create things. We heard wonderful voices as we started this gathering. We talked about blogs. Blogs are going to be shown later on in our LACE today, and I strongly, strongly encourage you to take the time to go explore what a blog means to you in terms of being able to take your club to the next level. Take a look at your club's website and see whether or not that message that you are sending forward is actually being sent forward through everything that you do. If your club is the best club that ever existed, well, then perhaps that should be on the front page of your website. My club is the best club that ever existed. So there. And then continue to support that through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through Twitter. Share what makes your club great, but also back to the focus. What are the needs and the concerns that your club is providing? I've looked at a number of clubs when I've looked at crisis audit and thought, well, if the treasurer leaves that club, we're in trouble. Toastmasters.org just recently came out and said the president cannot be the treasurer going forward. Yikes, that ruined that idea. I thought I was going to fix my crisis. I was going to get ready and have my crisis preparedness plan by not just being the president, also being the treasurer. But no, I can't do that. So I have to have someone who wants to do that role. And I have to think about having someone working with that person to do that role. But what if the VPE leaves? Ruh-roh. The VPE, the hardest working member of the club, so I've been told, decides I can't take it anymore. I'm just tapped out. What are we going to do? Who's going to make the agenda? I'm going to tell you that you need to pull down a mirror and look in the mirror. There's absolutely nothing to prevent any of us from helping each other lead, teach, and grow. Because if we do that, if we actually spend the time to understand what the focus of our club is, what are the needs and the concerns of the people that come to us? Yes, I know everybody that comes to us starts out with, I just want to not faint when I'm giving a presentation. Or the classic, can everyone see me? Can you hear me? No, they're not starting a Zoom presentation. That is actually their challenge in life. I had a brand new member that when I sat down with her and said, what are your goals? Her response to me was, I am a 20-year-old in the tech industry. I want people to stop thinking that they're talking to the bartender. I worked with her, and just 3 weeks ago, she presented to the Boulder Chamber of Commerce on the current activities in tech. And she was supported by her corporate club to be the representative for her firm, speaking about the futures in tech. That, my friends, is what we are here to do. That is why we are here. So that when we focus on what our needs are, our prospects' needs or concerns, we're constantly answering it through blog articles, through YouTube videos of our members. We're lifting each other up in our clubs and we're also being the change in our clubs. We're no longer sitting there saying, it's somebody else's job to make the agenda. It's Kathy's job to make sure that the room is ready. She's the sergeant at arms. I looked around and this isn't to my satisfaction. It's Julie Murphy's role to make sure that all the guests are greeted warmly. Why didn't you do that, Julie? No. We need to greet our members as we would greet Julie's mother. Okay? Warm hugs, welcoming, even if it's through Zoom. If I'm sitting here in Zoom and saying, Paul Kim just entered the room. Paul, could you unmute and tell us what brings you to Founders District today?
Just the message about the club quality. And as a VP of membership, I just want to make sure that our club is meeting the membership's needs and just how to enhance the experience for people who decide to join our club.
Terrific. Thanks, Paul. We'll get back to you at the end of the meeting to find out how well we did to your standards of membership. If I look and see that coming into the room is Rachel Pleasant. Rachel, can you unmute and tell us what brought you here to Founders District today?
Hi, AJ. Thanks for calling on me. So pretty much like Paul as well, I'm new to the United States clubs. So I'm in South Orange County Toastmasters, and I'm the VP PR for SOCTM Toastmasters, and just wanting to experience the training today and see how we can make our club even better.
Thanks, Rachel. We'll get back to you at the end of the meeting and find out how well we did with your expectations. Now, while all this is going on, in the chat, not only as our Vice President of Membership, making sure that he has loaded in the digital guest book, which is actually a Google Doc or some document that you put in so that we can get at a minimum the email and the phone number for our guests, but he's also put in the Toastmasters digital guest book that tells them a little bit about Toastmasters and what they can get from membership. Not only that, who should be saying hello to Paul and to Rachel in the chat? John Hartowitz, can you unmute and tell me who should be saying hello to Rachel and Paul in the chat?
For meeting guests, the vice president would be the first choice, possibly the Toastmaster and the president of the club. The sergeant at arms is also a potential person, as they would possibly be the person who would greet someone before the meeting. They might be the only person there.
Exactly. But Also, everyone else in the room. Okay. If everyone is sending small chats to Rachel and Paul saying, Rachel, I'm so glad you're with us. Where's that accent from? Right. Paul, I'm so glad you're with us. How many people are in your class? They've given us a little bit of information. This is our opportunity to interact with them. John, how long have you been a Toastmaster? Right? So this is the opportunity for us to engage with the people who come and cross our paths with every meeting. I want you to take a second now to think about that journey. What is your club's goal? If you were to put into the chat, we already have in our word cloud that our club is filled with great diversity. Our club has members wanting only to meet in person. We have risks like the loss of a venue, the loss of a club president. We have no willing speakers as our challenges, part of our crisis management. But now I'm going to ask you, what is your club's goal? What do you know your club to be doing? You might say, my club is Dungeons and Toast. Our goal is to make sure that every single person that is part of my club is a participant in Dungeons and Dragons and is doing their speeches tied in with that theme. We're a theme club. You might say my club's goal is I'm an advanced club. So therefore, my goal is that everyone is speaking 15 minutes or longer. After you think about that goal, I want you to think about other clubs. And this is not from a competition point of view. I want you to think about other clubs in terms of what are the other clubs in your area? Do you know who they are? And do you know what they offer? We've always talked about Toastmasters in terms of starting a club. We need to look at the map as to where all the McDonald's are. And is there a Toastmasters club next to every McDonald's in the United States? Because that's how we do our graphical development. No, 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 no. I want us to know in the wide expanse of a global Toastmasters, who does what you're doing? And have you visited them? Do you know what they offer or what they're doing differently? I started my morning in Canada with Mariana Berg. She and Brad Mamone have a club that is called Leadership Speaks. I went there because I wanted to see what they were doing as an advanced level club, giving higher level speeches and getting higher level feedback. What did I see? I saw the most interesting presentation of a grammarian I had ever witnessed. Now, Mary Berg's giving me a thumbs up because of the fact that Mary Berg absolutely loves being the club grammarian. If you go to any club where she's at, she will tell you that is her goal in life. But for me, I'm looking at it in terms of what are you doing with the role? This individual put up all of the phrases that they had seen during the process of the meeting into a slide and made that slide their background. So here were all of these phrases. And then on the other side, he put down what the proper grammatical activity was. So it wasn't one of those things where, let me tell you, everyone who did something wrong, my little pretty. No. Here was a visual background that we could learn from. He made a second slide that had all of the wonderful phrases he had heard during the speech. During the speakers, during the table topics. These are ways to change the club activity so that there are new things happening at your club. So just one person, one grammarian role made all the difference. What about the timer? If the timer suddenly turns around and says, here is the timing report. Paul, you had a 5 to 7 minute speech, but you started your conclusion at 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Now I'm thinking a little bit more about my usage of time for the next time I speak. John, you did your evaluation, but you started your summation at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Yikes. John knows that in looking at the time, a better use of the time is the minute we see that yellow light come on, to turn around and say, no matter where you're at, in summation, to quote David Hosmer. In summation, keep doing what you're doing, stretch, and keep moving forward. So we look at the comparison of the club and what makes our clubs different and what are the unique selling points of our club. Even if you have a club with 3 or 4 members. I'm going to ask Paul Kim again to please unmute and tell me what the unique selling point is of your club that makes your club unique.
I think one of the things that makes us unique is that we are, well, maybe not unique, but it's that we are being sponsored actively by our management. It is a corporate sponsored club. I also think that since we are our division is an engineering division, and many of our members are engineers, and we tend to think differently, I suppose, than many other clubs. Some people appreciate that, and engineers themselves as a group tend not to be as willing to speak in public or have that type of interest. But in some ways, it's actually very important, and I think that's something between those two events. You have a characteristics. You have a audience, or you have a membership which is generally not inclined to want to speak in public, but this through Toastmasters, they have an opportunity to practice that skill, which I think is often underrated, maybe in that community.
Thanks, Paul. So what am I hearing? I'm hearing safe. We give you a safe place to work with your presentations, because the boardroom is not a place to practice. By the time you're in the boardroom, it's too late to practice. As they say in karaoke, you have to hit it and quit it. And that's what you need your Toastmasters Club to highlight, that the boardroom is not a place to practice. And send that message forward, that what your club offers, even if it's a small club. If you have a club where you have 9 members on the roster, 9 members on the membership roll, and only 4 members are coming, and someone shows up as a guest, and wonder of wonders, they are interested, Paul, in joining your club. What are you going to offer them as a strength? We've got only 4 members coming. This person showed up as a guest. What are you going to offer them, Paul?
I think probably what I mentioned in the chat already, the fact that Toastmasters offers a safe, structured environment in which to practice, and more importantly, where to make mistakes. I think we've had a couple of recent members just recently join, and I think what they've always commented was the structured environment that we provide. It's not simply people just doing ad hoc comments in the background. They appreciate having separate evaluators for each speech. They appreciate having the table topics where it's a little bit more unstructured, yet it's still a valuable practice for impromptu speaking. And I think really just having the structured environment was also made an impression on me the first time I joined a Toastmasters meeting, because I really had no idea what practice or rehearsal for public speaking would really look like. And I think that's what we have to offer.
So imagine the Paul sharing that information with you. Okay. Would you be interested in joining Paul's club at that point? If it were your club, what if you responded saying, what I can give you, what I can give you, what we can give you is a safe, small environment in which to grow. That's what makes your club unique. So even if you only have 4 people coming, and I offer you a safe environment in which to grow, to meet your goals. And then if you outgrow my club, it's okay. I'm going to help you continue to grow. But I want you to consider my club your base camp. Rachel knows about base camps. Rachel, unmute, and how many people in your club go and visit other clubs?
Hi, AJ. I think that quite a few of our members have visited different clubs. We actually have quite a few some new international people at the moment. Thank you, Israel. Sorry, my daughter has just arrived home. I was wanting to get inside. We have quite a few international members that have come from different countries. So they've had the international experience. We've also had different members from different areas around the club. So we also have Norma and Franny Stein, who are long-term members who have been members and also of different clubs and have also visited. So I think we have within our club a lot of people who have, quite a large range of experience at different clubs.
But they keep on coming back to you. Why?
One of the things I think that makes us a little bit different from other clubs in the area, I think that everybody meets at different times. So we actually meet in the evening on a Tuesday. It's an hour and a half. I know some people meet for 2 hours, so it's a shorter meeting. It's at a time frame within the evening, not in the morning, not at lunchtime. So I think that suits a lot of people around the area that are working throughout the day. I think also the experience, we have quite a few members that come on a regular basis, and we also meet in person, which I believe a lot of clubs are still meeting online. So we have had a few new guests that have turned up recently that have mentioned particularly that they're enjoying the fact that they can meet in person.
Thanks, Rachel. The bottom line of this is people are coming back to Rachel's club because they like it there. They want to share their experiences. They are not coming to be entertained. When Ralph Smedley said, people learn best in moments of enjoyment, what he meant was we are enjoying our time together with each other, not that we're here as a comedy club to entertain you, all of these things. Even at Renaissance Speakers, home of the world famous Lance Miller, he says that it's Saturday Night Live on Sunday morning, but they're still doing the program. Lance has always said the #1 reason that a club fails No one's doing the program. So we want to make sure that we're constantly moving our clubs forward, even if no one's doing the program. How do we do that? Sometimes something as simple as I visited a club last Saturday. Everyone was there looking around. We don't have an agenda. Okay, what are we going to do? Who's going to do something? Should we just do table topics? I said, what about an icebreaker challenge? We're going to have everyone here do a 4 to 6 minute speech, one right after the other, about the topic that they know best themselves. You mean we don't get to prepare for it? Well, just like table topics, there's no time like the present. Jot down your notes, get ready to go. We'll have some evaluators and we're starting the icebreaker challenge. At the end of that meeting, 4 members had started their Pathways journey with the first speech of their journey, the icebreaker. The club couldn't believe it. We did that? We did that? Yes, you did. Good on you. I'll be back next week. So we want to make sure that we are taking the opportunity to actually look at our roles and what we can bring to the party, whether or not that is as the vice president of membership, all of those officer roles, or whether it's you, the minute you come in, greeting Julie's mom with open arms, or greeting Rachel's daughter who just came in through the door. Okay? We want to greet our guests. We want to involve our guests. And even if we're the guest and nobody knows what to do next, be the change you want to see in that club. Be the change you want to see in your own personal journey. Now I'm going to move to that item that everyone says, oh no, she's going to mention the magic words again, the moments of truth. Oh, Ralph, why did you do that to me? The moments of truth. So one of the things I am going to put into the chat for everyone is a little ditty that Charlotte Noggle and I put together a couple years ago as part of District 100. And it's what I call the fillable moments of truth. Now, what do I use this dandy little item for? Hello, Paul, you have just been selected to be the general evaluator for our meeting today. Instead of doing the regular general evaluation where you're going to ask for the feedback of all of the evaluators to do all of that stuff, I'm actually going to ask you to use this fillable moments of truth checklist to actually check down. Did they have an agenda? Was it put in the chat? Were the guests greeted properly? And when you're called upon to be the general evaluator, I would like you to, looking at the moments of truth, tell us how we did during our meeting today. Well, Paul's getting ready. Oh my goodness. He didn't know he was going to have to work this hard at a keynote speech, but it's all right. When someone comes to visit your club and says, what's the last time you did the moments of truth? And you want to knock yourself out, stop. Say, we do the moments of truth every meeting because it's part of our general evaluation. That way you are constantly looking at your club, thinking about your club, and you're getting the moments of truth eventually from all of the 9 members that are part of your club. Because each one of them wants to be the general evaluator, anything other than speaking, anything other than speaking. You want to be the general evaluator? Here you go. Please let us know how well we did at the end of our meeting. Another dandy little item is something that, thank you, Kathy Hughes, exists on the Founders District website. And this is the Distinguished Club Program 2022-2023 form, or what I call the Club Success Plan. Now, this is a one-pager plan that Founders District has put together, and it's really lovely. You can sit there and say, my goal is to be king of the universe. Well, that's David Hosmer's goal, but I digress. You may want to do 9 out of 10 goals. You might want to do 7 out of 10 goals, or you might want to do 5 out of 10 goals, or maybe you don't want to do no goals. We don't do no stinking goals at Club 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why we've got only 4 members attending. But even with a plan, you can look at where you're at educationally. Where are you at in terms of membership? And where are you at in training? Training like we're at today. Did you know that the Vice President of Education is actually responsible not only for helping the pathways growth of the members, but also making sure that the officers get to club officer training? When we're meeting as an EC and they ask the poor Vice President of Education, might be why she left, but they're asking the poor Vice President of Education, how are we doing on our educational goals? And she comes back and says, well, no one's attended club officer training. Let me share with you the opportunities that are coming up this week, next week, the week after that, all the way into the end of February. And then the administration goals. Really what this does is it breaks down every single one of the club officers as to how they work as a full unit. And then at the end, all of the club officers sign the document, and you're supposed to scan both pages, put down your mother's maiden name, and send that to the Founders District, and keep an original with the club so that you know what you're doing. Okay. Or maybe you want to look at it this way. This is a little one-sheeter I put together a number of years ago with another Toastmaster that was out of Chicago. And yes, Rachel, you might have seen this in some of your other travels, but what this is a quick snapshot that says who's doing what at the club. Right? So if I look at the previous year, the reason why I've color-coded all of these people is that I'm sitting there saying, how many people actually contributed to the educationals that the club earned last year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people contributed. 8. Okay. Yet, look at the top here, membership base, 35 members. What's everybody else doing? What's going on here? Okay. And especially if I see those same names over here as to our current program year, well, then I might not be at 35 members. I see that I've already dropped down to 27, and I might get even less. Why? Because not everybody's doing the program. So it allows us to look at who I have to have a conversation with and get their name and get that commitment. So Catherine has promised me that by December, she's going to have her strategic relationships level 2 done by December. So now we have a calendar that's going forward. If I look at these things and then go into Toastmasters.org, and in the few minutes that are left, I want all of you to open up a separate window. Don't you hate that when I make you do that? Open up a separate window. Yes, log in. If you haven't logged in since the Nixon administration, there's no time like the present. Log in. Under My Home, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see Club Central. In Club Central, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see the Club Success Plan. Oh my God, she's making me get closer to it. I'm not ready. Don't make me click. And then maybe it's going to show up looking like this. What's this? Keep going. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 what? And why is all this gray? Well, it's gray because the new improved Club Success Plan allows you, the officer of the club, you, the member of the club, to be part of that success. You're going to fill in what your commitments are. And you're also going to be looking at what the future is. As you do that, the form itself is going to continue to move forward and give you little badges, all sorts of feedback and things that you want to have moving forward. If you feel that you're not ready for all this and what you're ready for is a club coach, I want you to understand what happens when you ask for a club coach. It is you, the club, that's voting to obtain a club coach. It's you that's moving forward and saying, if a club coach comes, I'm going to be there to lead my group. It's you who are going to be the change in your club. Be the change in your club. Promise me that you will be the change in your club and in your Toastmasters journey. And oh, by the way, please go see Christine Brady's podcast activity and learn how to take your voice forward to be seen and to raise your club up. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you this morning. It's been a blast. David, keep moving forward. Thanks.
Thank you, AJ. That was terrific.
Oh,
We hope you all enjoyed the session today, and to thank our speaker, please provide your feedback using the link in the chat. Also, drop into our Pathways support group as our last session of the day at 3:20 p.m. Just go to foundersdistrict.org/LACE and you can register for that. Thank you all.